Okay, so today we'll do the deletion from linked list as we have done insertion. Okay, so deletion in the linked list, or deleting an element from linked list. Fine. So first point that you have to note is that if the linked list is empty, linked list is empty, then we get underflow because you cannot delete anything from an empty container. So if there are no elements in linked list, obviously you are going to get error of underflow. Okay. Now if linked list exists, okay, linked list empty means what? Linked list empty means that self dot head, I am talking in terms of program, is equal to self dot tail is equal to none. It means there are no elements in the linked list. So you will get error of underflow here if you attempt deletion. Otherwise, if linked list exists, then we can have delete from beginning and delete from end and delete after. Okay. So let's see one by one. So first we'll see delete from beginning. So suppose there is a linked list. This is head. This is tail. Values are there. So delete from beginning means obviously we are going to delete this node. Okay, we are going to delete this node. 9. This node has to be deleted. So before deleting this node, we have to point to this node with some other reference. Like one reference is head. Suppose I am pointing node with P also. So P and head both are pointing to the first node itself. Now what you have to do for deletion of node? First is that you have to detach the node. Detach the node from the list. And second, you have to adjust head pointer to the next node. So whenever we are deleting from the beginning, you will detach the node, and then you have to adjust the head pointer to the next node. Okay. So how we'll do this? Let's see. So first of all, what you have to write? You have to write P is equal to head. So when you will write P is equal to head, this P will point to the node to which head is pointing. Now I have to detach this node. Detach this node. Detach this node means that this node will not be pointed to 11. It will not be a part of linked list. What I will write? I will write P dot set next is equal to none. Okay. So after writing this, what will happen? It will be like this. So that's it. First I will write head dot set next is equal to P dot get next. So this function will fetch the next node of P and it will assign next node of P to head. So after writing this statement, what will happen? Linked list will be like this. It would be like this. Okay. So basically, this is step 2 and this is step 1. This is step 1 and this is step 2. Okay. So it will be like this. Now head is pointing to your next node. Now what you have to do, you have to delink this node. You have to delink this node. So what I will write p dot set next is equal to none. P dot set next is equal to none. Okay. So when you will write this, what will happen? This will become like this. So it became none. This is node P, and this is the remaining linked list. Class, is this clear?
Yes.
So I hope all of you know what setnext and getNext function is doing. So set next function is assigning a new value to the address part, and getNext function is setting out the value of the address part. Okay, so when I'm writing p dot get next, it means I am accessing the next node of p. And when I'm writing p dot set next, it means I am assigning new value to the next part of p. I hope this is clear. Delete from beginning.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's quickly code this. Then we move to the next method. Share the pie chart. New editor. Okay, one important announcement. Please submit your original document by Saturday. All of you. Some students are not having graduation mark sheets, or so they can personally message me. That's why I'm not having graduation mark sheets for migration. I will discuss their cases. Otherwise, rest of the document in original you have to submit. That will be verified, and then it will be returned to you after verification. Okay. So do not delay it. By Saturday, all of you submit, and we'll do something for your attendance. If during class you are here to submit a document, we'll do something for your attendance. So don't worry about attendance. Okay? Again, I have shared this. So this was the program that we were doing yesterday. So in the same program, now I'm going to code the delete from beginning function. Okay. I don't know why whenever I'm taking you class, lot of phones are okay. So let's code direct delete from beginning. So del suite. Okay. So since we are deleting, we do not need to pass any argument. So what we have to check? We have to check first underflow condition. Underflow condition means whether the linked list is empty or not. Okay. So I will check here. Let's better make the function is empty. It will be more modular in this code itself. Here I am making the function def is empty. So if self dot head is equal to none. return true, else return false. Okay. So now coming to deletion from beginning. If is empty. Okay. Let's pass the linked list also here. Yes. So if is empty, it means if it is true. If the linked list is empty, what will print? Will print underflow. Okay. Else, if it is not empty, then we have to delete. So before deleting, what we'll do, we'll print the information that is going to delete, that we are going to delete. So first I will write p is equal to self dot underscore head. Okay. So p is pointing to the same node to which head is pointing. Then print information to be deleted is comma p dot get data. So this information we are going to delete. Okay. So head first node we are going to delete. So information to be deleted is p dot get data. Fine. Then I will do the necessary adjustment. So self dot set head. So I'm setting head to this element. I'm setting head to next of p is equal to p dot get next. Fine. And then I'm setting head to p. Sorry, p dot set next none. Okay. So let's see whether it works or not. So these three nodes I've added, and then I'm four nodes I've added basically. S dot del from beginning, and here also I'm calling s dot del from beginning. Self dot head, okay, double pointer, double equal to, if self dot head is equal to none, where I have written this, line number 26 is empty function. Name is empty, not defined. Is empty is not defined, line number 69, where is 69? Is empty function where I have written? The linked list class is empty. Okay. Okay, sorry. Delete from beginning. Now see here. So first what I'm doing, I'm just calling delete from beginning when my linked list is empty. I have not added any node here. I have not added any node here. Okay. So I'm calling delete from beginning. So I'm getting the error of underflow because there is no node. Okay. After this, I'm adding some nodes here. So these three nodes I'm adding 6, 7, and 9. Okay. So let's first check whether nodes are added or not. So I'm adding three nodes. So I got 6, 7, and 9. Now I am calling delete from beginning. S dot del from beginning. And then again I am traversing it. Okay. So first node is 6, so 6 will be deleted now. So let's check it again. So see 6 is deleted. Now again if I call delete from beginning second time, then 7 will be deleted, then 2 nodes are deleted now. See, so first 6, 7, 9, then 7, 9, then only 9 is remaining. Then again I am calling delete from beginning. Only first one node is left. It is deleted and linked list does not exist because all the nodes are deleted, therefore traverse is leaving, linked list does not exist. Okay, so let's go through the function once. I have created a is empty function. Simple. If self.head is equal to none, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So it will just check whether linked list is empty or not. Okay. I am not creating is full function. Why? Because linked list is doable. There is nothing like overflow until there is space in RAM. So I am not going to check that. Okay. So is empty function. Simple. Now I have created delete from beginning as we have discussed. So P will be pointing to the first element. So I will just copy this function and I will show you there. So we can relate it with the procedure that we have done. Not copied, I think. Copy. Paste. I hope this function is visible to all of you. Is it visible? Class?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So see, in else part, P is equal to self.head. So P is equal to self.head. Then print information to be deleted is P dot get data. The information to be deleted is 9. We got this information which we have to delete. Then what we have done, self dot set head is equal to P dot get next. So now head will point to the next pointer, next node of P. So now head is pointing to next node of P. So this situation, this this statement here has done this. Head is pointing to node of the P, next node of the P. See, this statement relates to this one. This is next node of P, head is pointing to next node of P. Then what we have done, P dot set next is equal to none. So we have set this pointer to none. So this statement is corresponding to this operation. Now P is detached or delinked from the linked list. Now we can delete P using del P. This also we can write there. Okay. So I hope it is clear, class.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we'll see delete from end. So delete from end means first I have told you already if linked list does not exist and underflow that is code is common for every deletion or delete operation. Otherwise, suppose there is a linked list. This is tail. This is head. Some values are there. Now I have to delete this node. This node I have to delete. Okay. So to delete this node, what you have to do? First, you have to reach till this node. Second last node. Then only you can delink it. Why? Because it will be only delinked if we detach it from here. Then only it will be delinked. Otherwise, we don't have any way to delink it. Okay. So
Yes,
first
sir.
we have to reach to this node. It means what we have to do? First reach second last node. If there are more than one node, otherwise if there is single node, then obviously the linked list will become empty. Okay. I'm not discussing special cases now. Simple case. So first reach the second last node. Then what you will do? Set tail to point to second last node. Okay, and third, delink the last node. Okay, so first we reach the second last node. Suppose we reach here with pointer p, then set tail to point to the second node. So tail will be now pointing here, and then we will delink the last node. So this I will make null. So this will be delinked, and then we will delete. Is this clear? Okay. So what we have to do? You have to traverse. First, you have to traverse. Now, how you will traverse?
So we will traverse till the head dot next is null.
Yes. See here. You will traverse till p dot next not equal to tail. Because that's why we are using tail pointer. Use of tail pointer is very advantageous. It it eases out the complexity of writing program. So this is one case, simple case that I'm talking about. Suppose there is a linked list in which there is single node. Then, or suppose there is a linked list, okay, where there is a single node. Then, obviously, when you will delete this node, linked list will become empty. Is this clear? When you will delete this node, linked list will become empty. Fine. So what we are going to do? First, we will check if self dot underscore head is equal to self dot underscore tail.
Yes.
So if condition is there, then simply what you will do, you will self dot underscore head is equal to self dot underscore tail is equal to none.
None. Yes.
Okay, you will delete this node, like this became empty. Okay, otherwise you have to traverse. So how will traverse? Let p is equal to head. We have already seen traversal and search. Okay, so p is equal to head, and then while p dot get next. So get next will fetch you the address of next node. While p dot get next is not, just we can write like this. P dot get next not equal to tail. So if it is not equal to tail, basically it is self dot underscore tail. We'll just keep incrementing. P dot set next is equal to p dot get next.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When we'll reach here, loop will be completed. So after reaching here, what we'll do? We'll write tail is equal to self dot. I'm writing here. Then we'll write self dot underscore tail is equal to p dot set next is equal to, or we can say that we take one more variable, q is equal to p dot. No need of this. Simply just write p dot set next none. Okay. So let's see one by one. So suppose if this is the case, this is our linked list. So if self dot head is equal to self dot tail, condition satisfied. What we'll do, we'll simply set it none. So when you set it none, it will get deleted. Second case, this is the linked list. P is equal to head. So P is equal to head. Then while P dot get next not equal to self dot tail. So when this node is not equal to tail, so we'll check this is tail. No, P will get incremented. Again, we'll check this is tail. No, P will get incremented. Again, we'll check this is tail. No, P will get incremented. Again, we'll check this is tail. Yes, loop will break. After breaking the loop, self dot tail is equal to P. So tail will be removed from here and tail will still start pointing here. And then finally, P dot set next is equal to none. So this pointer will be set to none. So this node is now delinked. This is not part of linked list now. Is this clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Okay. So let's code it quickly and then we'll again understand one by one. Now we are going to write delete from end. Del from end. First I will copy this because this code is same. Underflow we have to check. P is equal to self dot underscore head. Okay. So key is now pointing to the first node. Then we traverse while p dot get next is not tail. Okay. So if it is not tail, then we'll keep on traversing p dot set next is equal to p dot get next. Okay. When we reach the tail, it will, stop here. And what we'll write? We'll write self dot set tail p. So tail will now point to p. Then we'll write, okay, before this, I will write one line here, print item to be deleted is. Which item we are going to delete? We are going to delete tail. Self dot underscore this, get data we have to go. No? Self dot underscore tail dot get data. And then p dot set next none. So this is a simple case. If there is only one item, if self dot head is equal to self dot underscore tail, then what we'll do? We'll simply set self dot underscore head is equal to self dot underscore tail is equal to none. Okay. Where is it going else? Fine. So let's check this function. Then I will again explain you once more. Okay, so let me add one more element. Then add end, and then I will call s delete del from end, and then again I will call s dot traverse. Here also I will call s dot traverse. Fine. So how many elements I have added? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 elements, and I am deleting from end. So let's see. Serve dot tail. While, here is while. So item to be deleted is 10, and then traverse. The traverse is not executed. Let's see it. While p dot next get next is not equal to self dot tail, p is equal to okay. This is after deletion from end, traverse is not running. Okay. Get next is not equal to self dot underscore tail p dot set next is equal to p dot get next self dot set tail p, and p dot set next is none. Okay, fine. Then 5 item I have done here. Let's see del from end, and then s dot traverse. Okay, it is fine. What I'm getting here? S dot del from end. Line 107. P dot get next. Okay. Here is P dot get next. Let's try this. P dot get next return self dot underscore next. Okay. P dot get next. Let's try this one. E is equal to self dot underscore head, and just wait, let me solve it. Somewhere there is a glitch. Then I will tell you what is the problem here. Code is visible, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's see. So we have a linked list here. This is tail, this is head. Okay, so first of all, it is not empty, condition is false. Well, print item to be deleted is tail dot get data. So item to support is 19. So item to be deleted is printed 19. We are going to delete. So we'll check if there is a single node in the linked list. Again, condition is false. We'll go to else. So p is equal to self dot head. So this is statement. P is equal to self dot head. Then we'll traverse while p dot get next is not self dot tail. It means when next node is not equal to tail, we'll just increment. So p will come here in this loop. Then it will shift here. Then it will shift here. So finally, loop will end here. So after this loop, p will point to this node. Then what we are doing, set dot set tail is equal to p. So what this statement will do, it will set that tail is equal to p. So now tail is also pointing here, p is also pointing here. This is it. Okay. And finally, p dot set next is equal to none. So this pointer will now become none. So when it will become none, this node is delinked from here. So it is clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next we'll see the last one. So this is delete after. Okay. Let me try two more test cases on that code, then we'll move to delete after. Okay. Two more test cases. Let us try to see whether the code is correct or not completely. This part of Python. So normal test case we have checked. Suppose there is only one item. Then let's see. Okay, it is working. Linked list does not exist because there was a single node and it got deleted. So there are two items, 6 and 7, for example. Item to be deleted is 6 because we are adding at beginning. Okay. Suppose I am adding 7 at end.
And yes, sir.
The 7 will now get deleted.
Hmm.
Okay. Fine. That's working. So now let's see delete after. Okay, so obviously I am assuming it just exists. Okay, two cases. First case is normal. Okay, we are assuming that first that search operation we have to perform as we have done in add after. And if the value exists, suppose I want to delete after 12, for example, no issues. I can delete after 23. I can delete after 9. I can delete after 19. I can delete, but delete after 13. So there is nothing to delete after 13. Is this clear? There is nothing to delete after 13. Logically, delete after 13 will not work. I hope this is clear, class, because it is the last node itself. So after this, we are not having anything. Okay. So what we have to do? So first we have to use the search module and we have to reach to a particular information. Suppose I want to delete after 12 or 23, for example, say y is equal to 23. So I will call the search module. I have already explained it yesterday. I am not going to explain it again. So 23 I am searching. So after searching 23, P will be pointing to the node which is containing 23. Okay. And obviously, if 23 is not here, then we will print deletion is not possible because given information is not here. So if we found 23, so P is pointing to 23 now. Now what we have to do? We have to delete this node. Okay, we have to delete this node. So we'll take a variable Q is equal to P dot get next. So Q will point here. Then we print element to be deleted is Q dot get data because we are going to delete Q. Okay. And then what we have to do? We have to set this pointer here. This pointer which is not now pointing to Q will now point to the Q next. So what will write? P dot set next Q dot get next. It means P dot next is equal to Q dot next. So this is Q dot next, this is P dot next. So this will now point here. So after writing this code, what will happen? We have 19, we have 9, 23, this is P, this is Q, sorry, 12, this is Q, this is 13, and tail, this is head. So after writing this code, this pointer will now point here. Is this clear? This pointer will now point here. Why? Because P dot set next, it means this value is now set to Q dot get next. It means it is set to here. Q dot get next means next node of Q. Okay. Now this is pointing to next node of Q. Then we will delink the Q. So what I will write? Q dot set next none. So after writing this, what will happen? 19, 9, 23, 13. This is tail. This is head. And this is Q, which is now delinked. So node is deleted. I hope this is clear, class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, simple. So let's code this, and then again we'll run the code. So now we are going to write delete after. We'll copy from add after, some codes are common. Actually, here. So I will ask from user after which data he want to delete. Then I will search for the data. If temp is none, then reason is not possible. If data is found. So temp is P basically. Okay. So if data is found. So if data is found, what we'll do? I will take a variable q is equal to temp dot get next. Okay. Q is equal to temp dot get next. Now what I will do? Temp dot set next is q dot get next. Okay. And then q dot set next. Then before that, item to be deleted is q dot get data. So let's check temp is equal to self dot sans data y. Surface temp is then okay. Otherwise, temp will point to a node. So temp dot get next to temp dot set next is okay. So let's add some values first. Like 17, 77, 87. And we'll traverse. And then we'll call del after. Then again traverse. Okay. Indentation is now number 90. 90. Where is 90? Okay. So suppose I want to delete after 17. So after 17, see, 77 is deleted. Okay. I will run once again. One case I forgot to check here. Let's try after 87. So this I have to check here. So if the temp is last node, that also we have to check. If temp is self dot underscore tail, then print no node to delete. Okay, and that's return. So now suppose I want to delete after 87. So no node to delete. Okay, I have traversed. So it's working fine. Let's understand this code again. Write run this code. Okay, so we have a linked list here. This is tail, this is head, data is there. Okay, suppose I have executed this function del after. So it is asking after which data I want to delete. Suppose I want to delete after 23. It will search for 23. So after searching for 23, since 23 is in the list, temp will point here. Okay, so temp will point here. Now we will check if temp is self.tail. It means if temp is the last node. So temp is not the last node, this condition is false, will come here. Q is equal to temp.getNext. This means this statement, what it is doing?
19 पे आ जाएगा.
Yeah, Q will point to 19 now. Now print icon to be deleted. So 19 will be printed and we are going to delete 19. Then temp.setNext is equal to q.getNext. This means temp will point to the next node of q. So after this operation, what will happen? 19, 11, 23. This is q. 19, 5. This is tail. This is head. And after this operation, this temp next statement, this pointer will now point
5. Yes, sir.
Okay. And finally, q dot set next is equal to none. So this will become none. Is this clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was all about single-ended linked list. Okay. So we have seen how to implement it using Python, single-ended linked list. So this is one way, and if you want to implement it in an array, then simple list you can have because linked list is a random access. You can delete any element here. If you want to implement it using array, then simple list is a single-ended linked list. Fine. So now we'll switch to next data structure, and we will see its implementation. That is stack and then queue. So stack can be implemented both with the help of list also and both with the help of linked list also. It means it can be implemented with the help of array also and linked list also. That's why I have taught you linked list first. So now we'll see two implementation of a stack and queue. One implementation of a stack and queue with the help of array, and then implementation of a stack and queue with the help of linked list. Okay, let's see. First, let's understand what a stack is. Already I have told you, I hope push and pop operation, how does they work, but I will revise it once again. Okay, stack. So as we all know, stack is a
LIFO.
list, last and first all. Okay, and as other data structure, it also support insert, delete, traverse operations. So insert operation is called push operation here, and delete operation is called pop operation here. Okay. Here we generally check for overflow, and
Yes.
here we generally check for underflow. Fine. So stack is implemented. What does stack mean? Stack needs a contiguous container. If we are implementing using list, sorry, let's write it like this. Stack implementation with array. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What does it need here? It need a array and top pointer. Okay. What is top pointer? Top pointer points to TOS. What is TOS? Top of
Top of the stack.
stack. Third, elements enter and exit only from top of stack.
Stack.
Okay. When stack is empty, top is equal to -1.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When the stack is full, top is equal to max size -1. Okay. Is this
Yes,
clear, class?
yes, sir.
So stack implementation of array and top pointer. Top points to TOS, top of stack. Elements enter exit only from top of stack. When a stack is empty, top is equal to -1. Otherwise, top is equal to max size -1. Okay. So for inserting element, that is push operation. I am writing the pseudocode here. First, if top is equal to max size -1, print overflow and exit. So since the stack is full, we'll exit. Second, top is equal to top plus 1. If this condition is not true, then we'll increment top. Third, in a stack at the top position, we'll insert X. Fourth, and or exit. This is algo for push. For pop, what arguments we need to pass here in algorithm? Max size, stack top. For pop, we need SPK top. Okay. So pop means deletion. So first I'm writing the algo, then I will explain you the meaning of algorithm. Okay. For deletion, we have to check whether the stack is empty or not. So if top is equal to -1,
-1.
so print underflow and exit. If this condition is false, then print element deleted is. We are going to delete the top element. We will print the top element of the stack top, and then we will decrement to the top, and then we will exit. So if you observe carefully, for inserting an element, top is first incremented, and then at the top position, element is inserted. For deleting the element, top is simply decremented. Okay, so it is just the, it only refers to referencing and dereferencing of an element. Like for example, suppose there is a memory location, it is called x is equal to 6. X is equal to 6. Then I created x is equal to 7. So now this x will point here. So this is deleted itself. So as soon as a memory location is dereferenced, it is deleted. So this is push operation, this is pop operation. Okay. I will see one example of push and pop, how to perform. Suppose this is a stack. So initially top is equal to -1 because it is empty. So I will call suppose A. Suppose I want to insert A into the stack. So what I will do, I will check first. Top is equal to max size -1. So size of a stack is 5. Highest index is 4. So highest index is always max size -1. So I will check top is equal to 4. Condition is false. Therefore, I will increment top. That is equal to 0 now. -1 plus 1 is 0. Now in the stack, this is stack. At the top position, I will insert A.
Yes.
It means in the stack at 0th position, I will insert A.
A.
So now what happened? A came
0.
here and top started pointing here. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now I will again call
Push.
B. Again I will check.
Top.
Top is equal to 4. So value of top is 0 is equal to 4. Again condition is false. So again I am going to increment. Top is equal to top plus 1. That is equal to 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So top is now pointing to the first position.
Yes.
Just hold for a second. So now top is equal to 1. So in the stack at top position, I will insert B. So it means that in the stack at first position, I will insert B. So now stack will be A, B, so 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And top is pointing here. Okay. Then again I am calling for C. So again I will check. Now top is at 1. So top is equal to 4. So 1 is equal to 4. Condition is again false. Again top will be incremented. Top is equal to top plus 1. That is equal to 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So again in stack at top position, I will insert C. So stack 2 is equal to C now. So now my stack is like this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4. So A, B, C and top is pointing here. Okay. Again, I am calling. I have to insert D. So again, I will check. Top is equal to 4. And in Excel management, the top value is 2. So 2 is equal to 4. Again, condition false. So top is equal to top plus 1. That is equal to 2 plus 1 is equal to
Yes,
3.
sir.
So in the stack at third position, I will insert D.
D.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So A, B, C, D, and top is pointing here now. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then I will call
Push E.
I want to insert. Okay. So top is equal to 4. Again, I will check key is equal to 4. Condition false. So again, top is equal to top
Top
plus
plus
1.
1.
That is equal to 3 plus 1 is equal
4.
to 4. So in the stack at top position, I will insert E. That is in the stack at fourth position, I am going to insert E. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, D, and E. And top is pointing here. Okay.
Yes.
Again, if I'm going to call post with F, so top is equal to 4. So 4 is equal to 4. Condition is 2. So since condition is 2, it will just print over.
Overflow.
Is this clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is how push operation or insert operation works in stack. Okay. So first,
Sir,
let us implement. Yeah.
सर ओवरफ्लो सर फिफ्थ इंडेक्स पे होगा कि सर फोर्थ इंडेक्स पे होगा?
When size is 5, what will be the maximum index?
4.
Then, so
Yes.
if top is pointing to 4, it means fourth location is having element already.
Yes. Sir.
Okay, so you cannot insert element there. Is it clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Well, quickly let's see push up pop operation also, then we'll try to implement it. So suppose we have a stack of elements 0, 1, 2. Obviously, top is always pointing to the topmost element or the recently added element or the highest index. So now I'm calling pop. Okay, so it will check for underflow. So it will check whether top is equal to -1.
-1.
Condition is false, it will decrement top. Okay, so now
Yes.
what happened after pop operation? A, B, top is now pointing here.
Yes. Sir.
Again, I will call pop. Again, it will check top is equal to -1.
False.
So 1 is equal to -1, again condition false, again equality decrement top. Top is equal to top -1. So now my stack is like this. A
A.
0, top is pointing here. 1, 2. Again, one time more, pop operation. Again it will check. Top is equal to -1. So 0 is equal to -1. Again condition is false. Again top is equal to top
Top
-1. That is 0 -1 is equal to -1.
minus
So now my stack will be 0,
empty.
1, 2 and top is equal to -1. Now again if I call pop, then I will get top is equal to -1, condition true, and since condition is true, it will print
And
clear. So this is the whole concept of stack operation, that is push and pop, and we traverse the stack from top to bottom. Okay, so recently added element is printed first, and then we print different all other elements one by one. So I will first show you how to implement using list, simple list that we have studied. Then we have a DQ class, then we have a Q class, which is already built into the Python. Okay, DQ and Q class. And then finally, we'll see how to implement using linked list. Fine. So let's start. I hope concept is clear. How stack works, class.
yes, sir.
Now, before discussing the code, let's see what are the various uses of a stack that will be useful for you in hackathons or coding competition. First of all, it can be used to check the most common problem, balance parenthesis. Okay, like whether number of right parentheses are equal to number of left parentheses or not. Is it clear? This is one common problem. Then palindromes is another common problem. Evaluation of postfix expression is another common problem. Actually, what happens whenever we write any mathematical expression, we write it in infix form. I hope all of you know what is infix, prefix, and postfix. I will just brief you. Infix means operands, operator is in between operand, like A plus B. Prefix is operator will come first, then both operands. And postfix means
After.
operands will come first and then the operator.
Yes.
Is it clear? So this is called infix, this is called prefix,
Prefix.
this is called postfix. So every language, how does it evaluate our expression? It converts the expression into postfix. Okay? And then evaluates postfix using the stack. Every programming language. And even this conversion of infix to postfix, this is also done with the help of a stack. This is also one of the applications of a stack. And then we all know that the recursion oblique function call. This is being facilitated by the stack itself. Okay. So let's see the implementation. Then we'll study this evaluation of postfix also once we have implemented the stack. Fine. So first I will take simple list. So if you remember list, there is already a pop operation. Do you remember? Class? Class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
याद है या भूल गए सब? List. Let me show you quickly. List operation. Be attentive and keep studying. Otherwise, you will not be able to crack NCDQ. All my effort will go in vain. See this. So we have a append operation which add element to the end of list. Is this visible? This append operation class.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
And we have a pop operation, deletes the ith element of list and returns its value. Okay. So whatever will give, it will delete that particular element. So it makes our work very simple. Why? Because in stack, everything will be deleted from one end only, either from front end or from the last end. So suppose I am adding the element to last and I am deleting element from the last also. So this append function will automatically implement the push functionality because see it is adding element to the end of the list. And if I give you list.pop, so by default it is going to delete element from the end of list. So let's implement. So, stack is equal to list. We have created. Okay. So let's write push and pop function. Okay. So tk index, the element that I want to append here or add here. And let's write pop function. Let's write is empty. Is full की जरूरत नहीं because list is growable, so I'm not writing is full. Okay. So now I will call stk dot push. I don't pass this here. Nine. Some elements I will add here. Okay. 4 elements suppose. This is suppose 19, 29, 39. Print stk. Let's see. So added elements are added here. Okay. 9, 19, 29, and 39. The stack is being made. Now we'll call pop stk, and then I will again print. You see, last element is deleted. So element that was added last is deleted from the last. Is this clear, class?
Yes, sir.
For more, for more meaningful implementation, what you can do? You can have a display function also. And we can take a top variable there. Top is equal to length of stk minus 1. And then while top is greater than equal to 0, print stk top, and top is equal to okay, let it be not decrementing top, let be I, for example. I is equal to I minus 1. Okay, so it can be display stack function. Display stack. Top कहाँ ले लिया मैंने?
Sir.
Okay, so after pop, this 29, 19, and 9. So more meaningful type of thing. But simple, we have just used a simple list here. Okay, and how list is growing? How list is growing? So if you want to see how list is going, let's import a module here. Import sys. Okay, and then let's check the capacity. Print sys dot get size of stk. See this very carefully. So what is the size of stk? What is shown here? It is
64.
64.
Yes, sir.
And till now my stack is empty. Till now my stack is empty. So empty stack is showing 64. Now again I will write it after adding one element. Now tell me what is the size?
96.
96. Again I am adding it one more time. Now again it is
96.
96. So 96 minus 64 is what?
So 2, 3, 30, 32.
96 minus 64 is 32. Okay. So let's have minus 64 divided by 8. What is the size? 56?
56.
Or let it be 64. 64 then 88. Now what is the difference? 24.
24.
Okay. Just like this. Oh, we are getting 9. Size of a stk, if you have 64 we have, and 64 divided by 8. Get size of stk is, if I do like this, just wait, invalid syntax, कहाँ गया? उस stk 19, 935, what is it?
सर उससे पहली लाइन में ब्लॉक नहीं बन रहा है। सर 34 लाइन में एक
Okay.
ब्रेसेस बन नहीं.
Yes. Well, so get size of function basically, if you see here, get size of function is basically giving you the capacity of the collection. It is giving you the capacity of the collection. Okay.
So it is a predefined function.
Yeah, it is a predefined function. It is a predefined function. That's why I have imported the sys module. If you see, it is sys dot. Okay, it is sys dot. So 64 plus 16. Get size of STK. This will write get size of STK. Let me remove this. So basically, system to system, it depends. Maybe if you run on your system, it will give you, 64 plus 8. Okay. See till where it is given 96. Let's check. Again 96. Again 96. See this function first. So 96 minus 64 is what? Tell me once more, 96 minus 64 is
32.
32. And 8 into 32 is 8 divided by 32 divided by 8 is 4.
4.
I have added 4 integers. Okay. Now let's
Yes, sir.
add one more. And then again, let us check it. 99, for example. Now it is what? 128.
128.
128 minus 96.
96.
32.
It again 32. So understand now. Empty stack was 64. Empty stack was 64. It means empty buffer by default Python allocates in memory of 64 bytes. As soon as you add one integer, space for 4 integers is reserved. Space for 4 integers is reserved. Then you add fifth integer, space for 8 integers are reserved. It is working like this. See, this is a very important concept. I don't know whether I've told you about aggregate time complexity or not, but if I'm not told you, you can see it right now. A small overview. What is happening? This is a empty stack. By default, 64 size is reserved. As soon as I call stack dot append, suppose A. So how many items am I appending? 1. So I need space for 1 item, but space for 4 items is created. And A is stored here. So now 4 into 8, because mine is 64 the system. So 4 into 8 is 32. Gaurav Sharma, I will make you absent for all the lectures. Idiot.
So why?
See what I was telling? By default, for an empty collection, there is a space of 64 bytes. Since I am working on a 64-bit system, so my integer size is 8 bytes. So when I want to reserve space for one integer, space for one integer is not reserved. List is created for 4 integers. It means 68 for 32 is equal to 96. So what is the advantage? I can add 3 more integers without reserving any space. So that function for reserving space, that overhead is saved. Now when I will add another integer, fifth integer, since no space is there, so again the space will be doubled. I can add E here. Got my point? So I can add E, F, G, H. F, G, H. Now what will happen if I'm going to add the ninth integer? How many space is going to reserve? Let's see. So I am adding 3 more elements. Okay. The total elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to add the ninth element. This is ninth element. Now let's see the capacity at last. So see 192. So 192 minus 28 is 64. 192 minus 28 is what? It is 64. Got it? It is 64. So now what is happening here? See again. So initially there was a space for 4 elements. When 5th element came, it doubled. It doubled. Now there is space for 8 element. When 9 element came, it will be again doubled. 8 spaces will be reserved. When so 8, 8, 16. When 17th element will come, then again it will be doubled. Here, so every time whenever a space is needed, the collection is growing by double of its size. Is this clear? So if collection size is 4, 5th element you are going to enter, size will be 8. If collection size is 8, 9th element you are going to enter, it will become 16. If it is 16, 17th element you are going to enter, it will become 32. If it is 32, you are going to enter 33rd element, it will become 64. Is it clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow. And tomorrow is hopefully Friday. So I hope today Atul sir have discussed date time module.